My people, I've been on YouTube for about a year now. There's been tons of videos done by black men and black women addressing the conflict that exists between black men and black women. While these videos may be somewhat necessary, I have noticed that people aren't really addressing the root cause of the conflict between men and women. We can go ahead and put our complaints out there, which are valid and need to be heard. But if we really want to get to the bottom of the situation, we need to address the reasons. So I felt it necessary to go ahead and put this video together so that I could expose people to the information that I know, to let people know not only what's going on. We already know what's going on as far as black men and black women not necessarily being able to relate to each other and coexist harmoniously in the home. We already know that, and we see the tons of videos that people are putting out. But what people aren't aware of is, why is this dynamic in place, as it is? Like, what is the reason behind it? We're just picking fights with each other, not addressing the real issue. So in this video, it's actually going to be a few videos, so bear with me, but come along for the ride. I'm sure you're going to learn something. But I'm going to go ahead and address these issues actually with the assistance of the Honorable Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. She appeared on a radio show that was held by ALEXYSS K.TYLOR a few weeks back. If you guys get a chance, go ahead and click on the link to the radio show, because it's actually a lengthy radio show, about 2 hours long, and it's a lot of meat there that you can digest. I just used a few snippets from the show in which Dr. Welsing addresses the many issues that we do deal with and the root cause behind these issues, from the conflict between black men and women, delving into the tendency of black men and women choosing to date outside of a race, particularly with white people. If you've ever watched any of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's videos or DVDs and whatnot, she will explain to you that this information isn't about tearing down white people or telling you to hate white people or fighting white people or any of that stuff. It is simply to explain to people who are unaware the dynamic that does exist in our lives and how it manipulates us and our behavior.
If you do not understand white supremacy, racism, what it is and exactly how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you. If you do not understand white supremacy, racism, what it is and exactly how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you. And I maintain black people go around saying 1,000,000 times a day, hey, what's happening? That's the way we greet each other, because we don't understand what's going on.
Before you think this is a racist video or a racist interpretation of what's going on in the world right now, there's things that you must understand. This video and the information she's providing isn't actually talking about every individual white person that you know. The fact does remain that certain individuals implemented a particular system and put it in place and are perpetuating that system in order to keep groups of people, groups plural of people, down. That doesn't mean that every white person you know participates in this system, and it doesn't mean that every black person you know does not participate in this system. When it comes to the term white supremacist, you do not have to be white to be a white supremacist. A white supremacist is any individual that perpetuates the agenda of white supremacy. If you are an individual that does not perpetuate that agenda, so be it. But black people, you must know that there are black people themselves who participate in perpetuating the agenda of white supremacy, either consciously or unconsciously, willingly or unwillingly.
We're talking about black male-female relations, which is a topic that black people want to talk about all over. Talking about how black women viewed black men and how black men viewed black women, but there was no discussion or an understanding that the conditions under which black men and women live are influencing how they get along. If people were talking from my vantage point of understanding first the power context of racism, white supremacy, and how racism, white supremacy is war against black people in general, but black men in particular. And the manifestations of that war against black men is a high level of unemployment, and the number of black men who are incarcerated, but beginning with unemployment, that you cannot function as a husband and as a father if you are not employed. I don't care how black women try to dress it up. And I see this, every day in my practice, that if men cannot get employment, that has a devastating impact on how black men and black women relate as they attempt to set up a household. That finance is key. Setting up a household, there has to be the financial base to set up a household and take care of the needs of the adults and children that come into that household. There's no way to get around that. And so if racism, white supremacy has the need to attack black males because they are perceived as the threat to white genetic annihilation, then it is impossible for the black family to effectively function. And all of the young black males who do not have 24/7 father guidance, they end up being very confused and depressed and disoriented and dropping out of school and failing, getting on drugs. Do you see, but the person is not able to handle responsibility because chances are they may have dropped out of school, chances are they didn't have a father in the home, and chances are that they are unemployed.
So breaking down the actual point of black men being attacked in the financial arena, this is the way it's done, not taking anything away from our intellectual black sisters. However, our black sisters are giving multiple opportunities to advance in this economic society. That's why you see many black women excelling, receiving higher jobs and higher pay and, higher education than our black brothers. And that's not, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from the achievements of these sisters. However, the jobs and these educations are made more difficult to obtain for the black man. And in doing so, that creates a divide, because if the black woman sees that she's making more money than this man, she can take care of herself better than this man can take care of her, that is going to cause her to look at this black man in a negative light. It's neither one of their faults, because like I said, she doesn't understand what's going on and he doesn't understand what's going on.